with you guys not only a company and an opportunity, but more importantly, a vision. Not only of how this company has completely changed my situation, but how it's happening right here in your own backyard. And really, most importantly, what it could do for you. If you're somebody that's brand new, checking it out for the first time, what this could really do for you. And I see that there's some guests, so let's give a quick round of applause for all the guests. We wanted to quickly just thank you guys for coming out. I know everyone's busy. How many of you guys are busy? Hey, everyone. Yeah, so get comfortable. We'll only be here another 8 or 9 hours. And just we'll be real quick here. But hey, guys, I'll really share with you guys my story and what's kind of happening so you guys can see that this works, and more importantly, that it can work for you. My name's Wenig. I'm 21 years old, originally from California. I just moved out here to Boca not too long ago, about 5 months ago. And really, my story starts off like this. I wanted to be rich. Does anybody else in the room have a similar thought process, or am I kind of weird?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was I wanted to be rich because I wanted to make a lot of money, but I wanted a lot of freedom. I wanted to be able to travel the world and not have to worry about money. I wanted to be able to take care of people that I wanted to take care of, or take care of organizations that I wanted to take care of. And so I wanted to be rich, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just didn't have the right vehicle or the right philosophy of how to do it. And but how many of you guys have ever been down to South Beach? Okay, you've all been down to South Beach, and you see it. What? There's the guys that drive down in the Lambos and the Ferraris and the Rolls Royces and the Bentleys. And then what? On the other hand, there's the people that are driving the beat-up Corollas. Am I right?
Yep.
And I think we can all agree that the people that are driving those cars got to be doing something drastically different than the people that are struggling to pay the bills, because we all agree on that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, shit, I want to be the guy driving the Ferrari down the beach. And so all I did was I started studying these people. I figured, well, if I could study them and find out what they're doing, I could get the same results. And so a few years back, I started studying this. And my dad, he referred me to this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Any of you guys ever heard of that book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This book really changed the way that I thought. And he said there's a reason why 3% of the population owns 97% of all the wealth and the money in this country. And he said the reason is that those 3%, they're entrepreneurs. They run their own business and they have their money work for them. They're not employees. So I started thinking, well, shit, if I want to be the guy that's driving the Ferrari down the beach, well, I got to run my own business. And I read this when I was like 18 years old. So I was thinking, okay, I'm 18 years old. How the hell am I going to start my own business? And I got creative, and I think that's what you'll hear about tonight, is that this is something that's creative. And I guess my business wasn't that creative. I started like a car detailing business. It was really, really simple. Here's what I would do. I'd go around the neighborhood, and I'd just basically bang on doors. Now, I was bringing these cars over to my driveway, and I was just scrubbing the shit out of these cars. And I started making money doing that. And the company started growing. Welcome. And the company started growing to a point where I was able to hire a few of the kids in the neighborhood. And I was just going around and I was just talking to people. And these kids in my neighborhood were cleaning the cars. And I was making way more money than I could working a job. So my point in telling you guys that story was to shift the thinking. To start thinking like an entrepreneur rather than thinking like an employee. Because the pay is drastically different. The lifestyle is different. The freedom's a lot different. Do you guys think the guy that owns the Subway thinks differently than the guy that works at Subway?
Yeah.
Okay. What? The guy that works at Subway is probably thinking about $8 an hour. And the guy that owns the Subway is probably thinking about opening 8 more Subways. Okay? And to talk more about the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee, any of you guys drink Starbucks?
Yep.
Okay, some of you guys. Hey, I don't know if anyone works there, but does anyone have any idea how long the average barista has to work at Starbucks in order to make what the CEO makes in 1 hour?
No idea.
Like a lifetime.
The guy who slaves over your coffee has to work for 28 months to make what a CEO makes in 1 hour.
That's crazy.
28 months. Just the time that we'll be here today. So my point is to change the way that you think. Now, I'll show you guys really in the next 5 minutes. This is what we're here to talk about. Is a vehicle where you could start up your own business. You could run it with no boss, with no hours, and you could decide how much you want to earn. And there's no cap, meaning that you could go out there and you could make as much money as you wanted. And I think really the biggest flaw that you'll hear about tonight in our business is that it's so cheap to get into this type of business that most people don't take it seriously enough. So, long story short, I had been told my whole life, maybe some of you guys too, that Adam, if you want to be successful, if you want to make a lot of money, you need to go to school, get good grades, and go out there and get a job.
Sure.
And you guys have heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plenty of times.
Plenty of times. And I heard that constantly from my parents and from my relatives and everyone. And so I did that. I went to a fairly prestigious university in California, and I saw that what was working in the past is not working in today's day and age. And I'm not going to say this to be the bearer of bad news. I'm very optimistic, but I think our generation wants the truth. And here's the truth. 55% of college graduates that's graduated from schools in America with a bachelor's degree are currently unemployed. Meaning that if you look at this, I don't know, maybe there's 40 people in this room, you split it down to half. You guys are getting jobs out of college, and you're moving back home and you're not getting a job, sorry. And then the people that did get jobs, the sad part about it was the median salary was $27,000 a year. It's crazy. And on top of that, over 85% of kids that are graduating from college are moving back at home living with their parents. I understand that this may not be for you. This may be the wrong timing for some of you guys, but I at least encourage you to at least have an open mind in hearing what we're talking about tonight. So long story short, I went away to college because that was what I was told. If I wanted to be successful, I needed to go to college. And quickly, I became a broke-ass college student. Do any of you guys know people that are broke college students?
Struggle's real.
Struggle's very real. Some of you guys may know about the top ramen diet. That's what I was living on. Okay? And I don't know what your guys' story is. I don't know what your situation is here tonight. But I knew that I hated being broke. I hated having no money. And I was looking for change. And that's really the theme, is that if you're looking for some sort of change, whether that's in your health or whether that's in your financial situation, then this Vima vehicle is something that can provide that change for you. So anyways, like I said, I was ready for change. I had a friend, thank God, introduced me to one of these orange cans. I don't know, is there any? I saw that.
The black one.
Yeah, there's a black can. There's an orange one. Perfect. Hold that up. There you go. Okay, there you go. Beautiful.
Yay.
Round of applause for this guy. So anyways, I had a friend introduce me to that can. He sat me down. I didn't really think much about it. He let me try it. I thought, hey, this stuff tastes pretty good. And I figured, well, shoot, it's pretty healthy. And I noticed a few hours after, I liked the way that I felt. It wasn't all that wiry, jittery like a Red Bull or Monster. And it was something that lasted for like 8 hours. So I was like, okay, this is healthy. I like the way that it tastes. And here's the concept that should really make sense to you guys, whether you want to do the business or you don't want anything to do with it. Here's what should make sense. We're spending money on this shit anyways. Think about it. All the people that we know, they drink this type of stuff. Whether it's Starbucks in the morning, it's a soda at lunch, it's energy drinks before we go out and party, it's protein, it's pre-workout, you name it. We're drinking this type of stuff. So my thought was, hey, well, I'm going to just stop drinking Starbucks and Red Bull, and I'm just going to drink something that's way healthier instead. And I thought, I'm not going to do the business. Because some of my friends told me that this was BS. It was really funny. My parents told me that you couldn't make money in these types of deals.
Well, they say pyramid scheme.
Yeah, some of my friends told me this was a pyramid scheme, which I thought was funny. So anyways, I figured, well, everyone's telling me not to do it, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try it.
Hell yeah.
So anyways, I started drinking this a little over 2 years ago. I figured I like it. I know some people. I figured I know some people that are like to make money, just like all of you guys. This is the reason why you guys can be good at this, is because you already confirmed that you know people that drink this, and you already said that you know people that want to make money. And I figured if I could just share this with people, I could get paid. Because here's how simple our business is. Here's how easy it is. Is anyone in here a Chipotle fan? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what's your name?
Jeff.
Jeffrey?
Jeff, yeah.
Jeff. Okay. Jeff, let's imagine. Here's how our business works. Imagine you're going into Chipotle one day, and you're going in there to get your burrito bowl or whatever you get, and you go in there and they're like, hey, Jeff, look, I'm going to cut you a deal, man. Since you've been such a loyal customer, and I know that you know a lot of people, and you're a good-looking guy, we're going to cut you a deal. Here's the deal. Anybody that you bring to Chipotle or you refer, tell them to come to this Chipotle, we're going to cut you a check in the mail.
Oh.
Okay, well, you'd probably be rich, right? You'd be telling everyone about Chipotle.
everybody on Facebook.
Exactly.
Done.
But check this out. Check this out. Imagine you go out there and you start telling everyone about Chipotle, and you come back in one day and they're like, "Hey, Jeff, you've been killing it, man. Here, we're going to cut you a special deal. Not only anyone that you tell about Chipotle are we going to cut you a check in the mail, but whoever they refer to Chipotle, we're also going to pay you for it."
Sounds pretty good.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
That's how
10
this,
times 10.
yeah, that's how this business works. Is I understand how this works. Let's say, man, that you introduce it to me, you sit me down, you let me try it, and I drink it, and I'm like, damn, this is good. And I get on board. You get paid initially for getting me started. But number two, you get paid for what I do. So imagine, if I go back to California, where I'm from, and I get 100 people drinking Verve out in California, not only do you get paid up front for getting me started, but for those 100 people, because Vima says, hey, if you didn't initially tell me about it, then these people would have never heard about it. So they pay you for all that. So what's really crazy is some of you guys in the room tonight may know people here in Coral Springs, or maybe know people in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, but you have no idea who the person sitting next to you knows. This thing's open in 60 different countries. From me introducing this to 35 people in 2 years, it spread to over 13,000 active people that consume it on a monthly basis. It's in all the 50 states, and I have business in 28 different countries. Now, it's not because I'm special, trust me. Okay? It's not because I'm special, but the timing and what Vima's doing here is extremely special. This has never happened before with young people. I've seen old people do this type of business, but I've never seen our generation, which is the most socially connected generation of all time, do this type of business. So, like I said, guys, I started this business a little over 2 years ago. I started sharing it with people. I got 35 people started on the product or in the business. Out of those 35, only like 8 people were serious about it. And I told you, those 8 people turned into 13,000. But it wasn't a get-rich-quick, and I'm not up here to bullshit you guys. This isn't some get-rich-quick system. It's not something that you can get involved in overnight and start making money. It's not something that you can sit on your ass and look at your Facebook and make money. That's not what it is. But if you're willing to work a little bit, then we can make a lot of money. I'll show you. My first month, I made $60. Holy shit.
Wow.
Jesus
I wish I was you.
That's not my point.
All at once.
That's not my point. The first month I made $60, but what I didn't understand is this could compound. First month I made $60, okay? Big deal. After about 4 months, I got to a point where I was making about $1,000 a month, and like I told you, I was living off top ramen, so I thought I was rich. Okay? And that continued to grow over time. Check this out. After 4 months, I was making $1,000 a month. Okay, after 8 months, I got to a point where I was making about $1,000 a week doing this. Okay, in my 11th month, I hit a point where that doubled, and I was making right around $2,000 every week. So I hit the 6-figure mark. And I've been doing it for a little over 2 years now, and I'm at a point where I'm making a little over $1,000 a day doing this. So what's really crazy is the only difference between me and all you guys is that I've been doing it longer. Here's what's really cool about it. Verve, it tastes the same for you as it does for me. I promise you that. Okay? Vima, this company, is the same for all of us. Well, it must be the compensation plan, right? It must be different for all of us. No, the compensation plan is exactly the same for me as it is for everyone in this room. The only difference, the only variable, is that it's you. Okay? So when I realized the reason why I wasn't making money was because it was me, it wasn't the product's fault, it wasn't the company's fault, it was me, then I just figured, shit, if I can get better at this, I can make more money. So that's what we're excited about. And we're really excited about this area launching. So what I want to do is I want to bring up a couple people right now that are going to share just a 1-minute testimonial of what this business has done for them. So you guys know that it's not just working for me, but it's working for other people. So let's go ahead and bring 3 people up real quick. Let's bring Mike and Jake
take over this for me?
Jenny. Why don't you guys all come up right now? Give these guys a round of applause. Okay, so we'll start with Jenny. Ladies first. Maybe in just 1 minute, just real quick, because we started a little bit late. 1 minute, what you're really excited about, some of the results that you've been seeing, and where you see yourself going with this business.
Well, first of all, please clap it up for him because. This guy right here is actually the reason why I didn't quit. Literally, I remember I called you. I was crying. I was like, I'm so frustrated. You were like, don't quit. Whatever you don't quit. You'll regret it. It's okay to be frustrated. Just keep going.
Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. And so I've been doing this for about 5 months. It has completely just changed my life. It's changed me completely. My brother hadn't seen me since before I started, and then he saw me about 4 months in, and he goes, who are you? What are you doing? I don't even know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it because I like what it's doing to you. Like when I first began, I was so unconfident. I was unmotivated. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't like school. I didn't like working for somebody else. I didn't know what to do, and this is literally a God-sent opportunity for me. I moved here a little bit before I started NEMA, and I didn't know anybody because immediately I got a job where I was working 12 and a half hours a day, 6 days a week, which sucks. I don't recommend it. And so I didn't have any friends. I didn't know anyone, and so this has changed my personality. It's introduced me to so many wonderful people who I know I could call and will immediately drop everything to be there for me. And it's opened up my mind so much. Like you read books and you listen to audios and you watch videos that you never think you would read, listen to, or watch. And it blows your mind and it makes you see the world in a different way. And I'm going all the way with this. All the fucking way.
Go!
All the
So for all you guys, I just want to impress upon you that we're not here to impress you. We're just here to impress upon you that this is something that's blowing up right now. This is something that it's a train that left the station moving 1 million miles per hour, and you guys all have the opportunity to jump on it. This has changed my life, brought me 360 all the way around from where I used to be. I used to be stuck in this cycle. It was like I was on a hamster wheel. Every single time I would do something, I would just be back to square one. I would go to work, go to school, still be broke. Go to sleep, bring the girl out, still be broke. Go to McDonald's for the dollar menu, still be broke.
It's all about changing something that you do in your day every day. If you keep doing the same things that you're doing right now, smoking your blunts and playing your video games, and even if you're a more motivated person, maybe, hoorah, you work an hourly job, it's not going to pay it. It's not going to do it. And for me, this is what's going to pay for my education. This is what's going to pay for my future. And I'm not willing to sacrifice everything that is
My future on a resume, because a resume doesn't project who you are, doesn't project any qualities about you. Just you say them. So with that, I close.
This is my buddy Mike. He came all the way from New Mexico. He just moved out to campus.
I live in Albuquerque.
It's a real
Breaking Bad.
Hey, it's a real treat that he's out here with us today. So give him a warm welcome, real quick.
Appreciate all you guys. Real quick, this is something that can work for anybody. You know, I think that one really important thing that I found when I started doing this was that we could do it together. Right? I was working a job and yeah, I mean it sucked just because not because I hated jobs, but because I wasn't being appreciated for who I was. I'm not sure maybe you guys can some of you guys can relate to the fact that like when you go to work, it's like you don't get recognized by the people that A, you're working for, B, you're working with, you know, those you're working from. You know, and I thought that I wasn't behind, but I wasn't getting ahead, you know, and that was the biggest thing for me is that I believe in life that you should be able to get ahead, right? And I think that's a really cool thing that some people can get ahead and live great lives, and some people don't get that opportunity. So, real quick, guys, this is about finding an opportunity for me. I think, you know, you guys can kind of tell that you guys feel maybe the family energy in here. You guys feel that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we all really care. You don't feel that? Oh, here. Oh, okay. Well, so, I mean, but that's what it is. We really care about each other because we realize that I can't go up and out if you can't go up and out. That means we get to go up and out together, right? And so when this came on to me, I was like, for me, it was right place, right time, right? And that's the most important thing. Sometimes it's not the right place for some people, and sometimes it's not the right time, and that's okay. No one's here trying to force anything on you, but this is something that I got really excited about. So
real quick,
yeah,
how many people did you introduce to, and how many people do you have in your team?
I introduced this to you, going to blow you guys' mind. I introduced this to 2 people, right, in 1 week, and I have over 455 people active in 9 different countries.
Yeah.
2 people. This will work for anybody, anytime, anywhere. You just gotta make it work for yourself. So,
Appreciate that, Mike.
Woo!
So really quickly, can we get the video? So what we're going to do now is I'm sure you guys see, maybe you like something, maybe you didn't like anything. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you a quick video, about 5 minutes, that's going to break down exactly how you get paid, because I'm sure that's the questions that you guys have. yeah, maybe the products are great, it sounds cool, there's these cool stories, people making money, but this is how it actually works. So pay attention, then we'll wrap it up right after this video here.
That's all, folks.